Looking out for everybody. Safety is a professional driver's responsibility. Remember, you're the one who drives for a living.
A message from the U.S. Department of Transportation.
We're back, and we have 3 different computers here that we've shown. This is a desktop computer, and it basically means that you need to attach you set it on your desktop, and you need an extra monitor, which we've kindly so provided here, which is that. There's also a laptop, well, I guess it's called netbook, they call it. It's a little different. And then we have an actual MacBook that is channel 5s. So what we'll do now is we're just going to take a look at this one, and we'll have Mr. Frederick explain what each of these weird little ports do, because when you get a computer, you can get ones that are just the computer. You can get ones that have the computer, the monitor, the keyboard.
All in one, yes. Good.
So there's multiple different types, and no matter what you do, you still have to hook it up. I mean, there's still power plug, there's still, you know, all sorts of different plugs.
Cables, cables.
We love cables, so.
Okay, it's your basic desktop. It's just a square box. They come in different colors. Black and white are usually the standard ones. This has what's called an all-in-one board. You can see everything is pretty much all in this one area. It's cheaper to make it that way. Computers used to have individual boards into them, as these slots indicate down here. You can see this is a modem that was added to it because it wasn't in the original motherboard. So it's cheaper for the companies to make these. When they do go bad, you have to change the whole board, though. You can't just change individual pieces. These are your standard, what's called PS2 connections. This is an older computer. Pretty much the newer ones have done away with this. It's just these are slower connections for your mouse and your keyboard. You see they're color coded, like the granimals with the purple and the green. The actual plugins are the same shape, same pin number. You could plug them in the wrong hole. That's why they've done the colors to it. It's not really going to hurt anything. It just wouldn't work because it's looking for a keyboard on the one and a mouse on the other, and it just wouldn't see the device.
Surprisingly enough, they're actually S-video connectors. They are, I'm serious. You can use extenders as S-video connectors.
Well,
I'm serious.
You could, but we won't. This larger plug-in is the printer port, called a parallel port. There again, the newer machines really don't have this one on it either because that's an older technology for printers. Everything is going USB, a universal serial bus. And that's what these small rectangular shaped ones are. Usually there's 2 to 4 on the back of a computer. Some of the computers have 2 or 4 on the front, depending on who makes it. There's also a USB 1 and USB 2 plug-ins. They're identical shape, they look identical, the cables look identical. It all depends on how it's configured inside. You can plug a USB 2 into a USB 1 and it will just make it a little bit slower, which is not going to hurt anything. Next to it is a FireWire. This is kind of an odd in a PC because most PCs don't have a FireWire. It's pretty much a Mac plug-in, and that's for your video cameras. It's faster than these USB connections. It's pretty much standard for your videos, video cameras and that. Ethernet, that's for your networking. It looks like a big phone jack. You can't plug a phone into it because this is bigger and you would bend the pins. You have to be very careful with that. You don't plug a phone into it because it'll break it. If you have a home network or network at work or business, that's where you're usually going to have your connections plugged into. And it looks just like a phone plug-in, but it's bigger. You know, more pins to it. And just want to plug it in. And below it is your standard audio. Your speakers out, microphone in, another speaker out. And in this case, this one does have a modem plugged into it for the older phone dial-up. Some people still have this. It's a slower connection. If you're going to be doing anything on the internet other than just surfing, you really want to have a faster connection because this won't handle your video streaming if you want to do video or that. It's like Skype.
And then this connection right here is also where you plug your monitor in.
I forgot that one. My finger was covering it.
Yeah.
This is your video. Yes, that's pretty much standard.
And I think what we're going to do now is we're just going to hook this up so we can show you what happens when you boot it up. And I'll tell you that when I did this, I configured it so that it automatically logs in, and now I don't know how to unconfigure it. So,
well, call a computer technician.
Well, I couldn't get you in time.
I'm always busy.
Always busy. So we'll do this on the front here. We'll just show you that. There's some more ports here, including a FireWire. It actually has a FireWire in the front.
And this has 2 USBs. This is USB 2. It's the faster of the USB connections. There again, I say USB 1 will plug into it. It just runs a little bit slower. Not going to hurt anything at all. This is a nice feature where they put the audio connections on the front. So if you do have a set of headphones, you don't have to turn the machine around, plug into the back. You plug right into the front. Makes it a lot neater, a lot easier.
And for a lot of people who have cameras, this one here has a card reader, which you can take the card literally out of your camera and put it right into the slot. Like my dad has compact flash, but he also has an SD card, which will go here. And there's usually like 16 different types of cards you could put in there.
Oh, and every day they want to make more.
Exactly.
It would be nice if they standardize on one particular card, but different companies have different ideas.
Yep. And then this in the back here has a disc. This does CD, DVD, no Blu-ray though. It's awful.
Well, the difference between, you have DVD, RW, all these letters and words on here. Your digital video disc is your standard DVD for movies. You could play movies on here if you wanted to. Also says compact disc over here. Compact disc is your basic CD. They look the same, a CD and a DVD. You just have to make sure it says on it what it is. CD does not hold as much data as a DVD. That's why they actually made the DVDs. You hold more data. And also they're saying rewrite or writable, read write. That means this machine is capable of making DVDs. You could have your pictures downloaded of grandkids or vacations. You could burn them onto a DVD, and you could play them on your DVD player on a TV set. It makes
and
it
then
kind of neat.
This also has another one if you wanted to put in a second one, but as you can see, there's nothing there.
This is one of the benefits of having a tower versus one of the laptops, because you do have extra spaces where you can put things. Like say if you wanted to have a second DVD player or burner in here, if you do a lot of copying of things, you could do that. You have the capability of just plugging it in right here. You can see there's another bay that would go right here where you could plug another floppy drive. You notice there's no floppy drive on here because the standard has gone to USB-B flash drives. But if you did have older software with a floppy drive, you could put a floppy drive right in here.
They also have USB ones that you can buy for $50 or something and put them in there.
Yes, they do.
And then there's the almighty power button. We love power button because that's what turns it on. And when it turns it on, then hopefully it works.
Hopefully
but apparently
it works.
It doesn't.
If you look at the power button, you see it looks like a zero with a slash in it. That's kind of a universal signal or symbol for power. If you see that on anything, like your cell phones even, the circle with a slash, that's your, that's your power button.
Alright, and now I'll just let it boot up. It's going to take a minute or two to do that because it's Windows XP. So it's sort of older software.
Windows XP is older software, but it's a more stable software. It's been around a while.
They didn't really rush to make Windows XP.
No, they kind of took their time. Computers, there's a lot of marketing behind it. Sometimes they'll put out products that aren't quite ready. They want to make some money on it, so they'll put out a new version.
Everybody usually knows the plagued Windows Vista.
Vista.
Yes.
Smile when you say that.
This, like I said, this computer automatically logs in, but if Mr. Zook would pull up the desktop, you can actually see it yourself. You don't need to look at my pretty face or ugly face. And basically, on here we have Office. I won't tell you how I got that. You have your internet. You have, I installed Google Chrome because I really like Chrome.
Well, Google Chrome, let's start with some of the icons. Google Chrome is just a version for getting on the internet. You have Internet Explorer, which is right here with the big E. That comes kind of standard with a with a PC, but you can download